The Zephyrian patrol ship Dominance drifted through the outer rim of the Kepler system, its sleek hull gleaming under the distant star's light. Commander Vexthal reviewed the day's routine enforcement operations on his datapad, barely glancing at the small civilian transport his crew had just vaporized for suspicious activity. Another smuggler eliminated, his subordinate reported with practiced indifference. Scans showed contraband energy signatures. What the scanners had actually detected were the toys and electronic games belonging to 8-year-old Marcus Thompson, whose laughter had filled the tiny cargo hauler just moments before the plasma cannon reduced it to cosmic dust. His father, a merchant trader, had been taking the boy to visit relatives on the colony world of Haven's Rest. The news reached General Elena Thompson 3 days later. She stood motionless in her command bunker deep beneath Earth's surface, reading the report with steady eyes while her staff waited in uncomfortable silence. The woman who had earned the nickname the Iron Maiden during the Centauri Rebellion showed no emotion as she absorbed every clinical detail of her son's death. "Ma'am," her aide ventured carefully. Thompson set down the datapad and walked to the massive tactical display showing the galaxy's political boundaries. The Zephyrian Empire's territory glowed in cold blue, stretching across dozens of systems that humanity had been forced to cede after the last war. "Recall the 3rd and 7th fleets from patrol duty," she said quietly. "I want them refitted and combat-ready within 48 hours. General, the peace accords. The peace accords died with my son." Her voice remained level, controlled. "The Empire just doesn't know it yet." Within a week, Thompson had quietly repositioned humanity's most devastating military assets. She activated sleeper agents embedded throughout Zephyrian space, called in favors from rebel groups across 3 sectors, and began implementing contingency plans she'd been developing for years. The first strike came without warning. The Zephyrian garrison at Proxima Station simply vanished overnight, along with their orbital platforms and defensive grid. No distress signal, no debris field, just empty space where an impregnable fortress had stood for decades. Commander Vexthal received the news aboard Dominance while conducting another routine patrol. His ship's communications array crackled to life with an incoming transmission on all frequencies. A human woman appeared on screen, her steel-gray hair pulled back severely, uniform bearing the insignia of a Terran general. Her eyes held the kind of cold fury that made veteran soldiers' blood freeze. "I am General Elena Thompson of the Terran Defense Force," she began, her words measured and precise. 72 hours ago, you murdered my son. You destroyed a civilian vessel carrying an 8-year-old boy and his father. You didn't bother to verify your targets or confirm threats. You simply killed because you could." Vexthal's mandibles clicked nervously as he recognized the tactical implications. This wasn't a random human transmission. Somehow, they knew exactly which ship had fired the fatal shot. "I want you to understand something about humans," Thompson continued. "We are capable of great mercy, profound forgiveness, and remarkable restraint. But when you kill our children, when you take what we cannot replace, we become something else entirely." The transmission cut to external views of Dominance. The Zephyrian crew watched in growing horror as human warships materialized from nowhere, their stealth systems dropping simultaneously. Dozens of vessels surrounded them, weapons locked and charged. "You have one choice," Thompson's voice resumed. "Surrender your ship and stand trial for murder, or join my son among the stars. You have 60 seconds to decide." Vexthal looked at his weapons officer, who shook his head grimly. They were outnumbered 20-1, and scanners showed each human vessel bristling with experimental technology that shouldn't have existed. "Ow," he whispered into his communicator. "How did you find us? How did you know?" Thompson's smile was sharp as winter steel. "You killed a general's child and asked how we found you? We are humans, Commander. We built an empire spanning light years by never forgetting, never forgiving, and never giving up. When you hurt one of ours, you hurt all of ours." The Dominance powered down its weapons and transmitted surrender codes. As Zephyrian crew members were taken into custody, Word spread through the galaxy that humanity's restraint had limits, and the Empire had just discovered what lay beyond them. The war that followed lasted 3 months. When it ended, the Zephyrian Empire existed only in history books, and the galaxy learned a hard truth about the species from the third planet of an unremarkable yellow star. They would cross the universe itself for vengeance, but cross twice as far for their children.